Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the AfroMattt Show. I'm your host, AfroMattt, and I have a little bit less of an afro today. Let me take these headphones off so you can see. I got my fresh cut going. I actually got this done just today. I call it the Edgar Allan Poe look. The barber that I had, he was I assume gay African-American barber, which was cool. I've never had one of those before cutting my hair, so it was fun. He kept on saying, fun things like, we're going to get you looking crispy, stuff like that. I'm not kidding, but so that was good. He did me up good. Got me looking crispy, got me looking fresh. Trying a new look. Usually I don't cut it this short, but we're going for something different. It's literally just hair. It grows back, so I don't really care all that much. I do at one point want to try completely bald, like completely shaven. I want to know what my head shape looks like, but I feel like that's probably like the last thing I'll do. Like when it's going out, that's how you got to go out is shaved head. Let's see what else. Oh, I wanted to start off the podcast. So normally I go straight into news, but I had some. So this is January. This is podcast is coming out on the 22nd of January. It's a Sunday, and it's going out on the 22nd. I think it's probably going to be out on the 23rd, maybe. It depends. We're recording it on the Sunday. But I just finished reading one of my January New Year's resolutions was to read more. I just got into Cormac McCarthy, one of the most prolific and famous authors of the 21st century, one of the most famous living authors of our time. I just finished reading The Road, which is a book about post-apocalyptic father and son traveling the desolate landscape of like ruined America. And it was intense. It's an intense book. Like people are trying to survive. They're like eating other people and stuff. So it's fun. It's a fun read. It's a fun read for all ages. But I don't know. And I guess they made a movie. I haven't seen the movie yet, but that one stuck with me. That book was intense. But it got me thinking about like, shit can go down. Like, what if the world ends and you're not ready? So now I've got like random shit. I've got a backpack in the back right here. You can see it right here if you're watching the video. That backpack is like full of like, I bought a tarp. I've never bought a tarp before. I've never thought about owning a tarp. I didn't know I needed a tarp until I read that book. And the tarp is like, keeps like, they're like thinking about, oh, I'm going to get wet. I'm going to die. It's like, because being wet means that you're going to die. You're going to get hypothermia and you're going to die. So I have like a tarp. I have like medical supplies. And like, it's full on narcotic. Narcotic? No. Psychotic? I don't know, but neurotic. Neurotic, I think, is the right word. And this happens sometimes when I read books and stuff. Like, I'll be like, well, shit, that book was so well written. I imagine myself, I'm like, I would not survive a single second. But, I don't know. We'll see where that goes. I just thought to myself, like, no one's prepared for total collapse. Like if we lost energy, if we lost power for like 2 days, I feel like people would start raiding other people's houses within 2 days. Like 2 days would be 2 days, no internet. It's over. I think the whole world would collapse within 2 days. No internet, no power. So no internet, so you can't find out what's going on. One, no power. like if the energy grid goes down, no power, people, they can't cook food, you can't go out to eat, you can't go to McDonald's. People, that's going to kill off half of the people. You can't turn on your lights, people will start going a little bit crazy. People, I mean, I think after day one, people are going to be like, okay, well, this might be a situation. Of course, Walmart will all be like completely raided and like destroyed. And after that second day, you might be in for a situation if you're not prepared. So I don't know. The book is really good. Long way of saying the book is really good, and you should read it. And then start prepping. Doomsday. I'm a doomsday prepper now. I'm a full doomsday prepper. I was watching videos on like people getting ready for like. I was like what kind of stuff do you even need for the end of the world? So I typed in like survive or like apocalypse survival guide in YouTube or something, and it's all these old men, like the oldest guys, like they're like, well, if shit hits the fan, and they shit hits the fan, it's like SHTF or something. That's like their slogan. They're like, well, when shit hits the fan, and they call it like the SHTF survival guide. Shit hits the fan survival guide. They're like, well, when shit hits the fan, you're gonna need and they have all these different bags. So they have a bag to go. It's called a go home bag. You keep it in your car to go home, to make it home. But then they have a bug out bag, a BOB, bug out bag, right? Now the bug out bag is when shit hits the fan and you need to bug out, get out, leave, you know? So all these people they have like 4 different bags that they carry around with them. They have like 4 different bags that they carry in different spots around the house and in their car and on their person. And I couldn't really get invested in it because it was a lot of tracking and like, okay, so this goes in this bag and stuff. I'm like, I just want to know, like, if I'm probably either going to be, if the world collapses, and this is the question you need to ask, when the world collapses, when the inevitable, societal collapse happens, where are you going to be? And it's most likely going to be where you spend most of your time. And where do you spend most of your time? At work, right? So that's easy math. You spend 8 days of work. You spend most of your living moments at work, like when you're awake. So probably going to happen at work, so you're going to want one in your car. That makes the most sense. So I've got that backpack, and I put it in my car. And then if shit hits the fan, I guess that just becomes that becomes my get home bag. And my bug out bag. But I went down a pretty deep rabbit hole. It's pretty interesting stuff too, though, like survival stuff, like learning how to start a fire and stuff. It's important skills. And I mean, I feel like half of those people in those videos, like the old men, they want there to be an apocalypse. I don't want there to be an apocalypse because I'm one of the people that would become like a sex concubine, like a sex gimp. They would put me in like a gimp suit, and I would be like a weird like sex slave, just forced into sex slavery. I imagine that's just where I would end up. Not because I want to. It's just because I have no like real fighting skills. I'm pretty good at. I could probably run away, but I'm not going to run away from a gun, right? That's what I'm saying. But so my best bet is probably just to be like deep in the woods and try to make it on my own. God forbid you run into someone else in the woods. I mean, yeah. But that's a long-winded way of saying read the road. It's cool. It made me buy a tarp. I've never owned a tarp. I never thought I should own a tarp, but now I do own a tarp. It is what it is. Okay, let's just get into the news. Today I'm drinking on Liquid Death. Somehow they sponsor every single podcast except mine. It's just shitty water. I'm not going to lie. It is like shitty. It tastes like water, like you're drinking water from a tin, which is exactly what it is. It's an aluminum can filled with water. This one's not even bubbly. It's literally just water in a can. Tastes like canned water. Not good. No bueno. No bueno. All right, let's get into the news. The news. News. Alrighty. Today in the news we have this. Wealthy residents raise $60,000 to stop homeless shelter being built in San Francisco. Campaign incredibly frustrating and disappointing, says mayor of city gripped by housing crisis. So here's a photo of a homeless man sleeping on a bench. Residents of the affluent San Francisco area have reached a crowdfunding appeal in a bid to block a homeless shelter being built in their area. Donors have raised more than $60,000 to fund a legal battle for over plans for a 200-bed center in the city gripped by housing crisis. Their efforts have prompted an angry response from San Francisco's mayor, who called the complaint incredibly frustrating and disappointing. The residents launched an appeal on crowdfunding website GoFundMe, more typically used to raise money for charity for disaster relief. The page says the funds will be used for legal and related costs to oppose the Mayor London Breed's proposal for homeless shelter in a vacant plot of land in Embarcado, the city's eastern waterfront. Ooh, waterfront property. That's nice. Homeless waterfront. I'm kind of with them on this because homeless people shouldn't be getting waterfront property. That is too prime of real estate. They need to be deep in somewhere. We need to, instead of building out, we need to build down. Put them in bunkers, deep, like literally and metaphorically burying them out of sight, out of mind. I mean, there's a way that they can get out, right, into the world, but there's something about homeless people being literally under every other civilian and also buried under the ground. That is strangely poetic about the whole situation. Instead of building shelters like a big building, just build, okay, think about this. And I'm just spitballing here and coming up with this on the spot. Now, sharks, this is my Shark Tank idea. A homeless shelter, but it takes up no space on the surface. It is a porta potty. You enter the porta potty and it's a shaft. It's like an elevator. It brings you straight down. The only place that you don't need to worry about anything else. It's an elevator on the ground in a porta potty. Takes up a single porta potty space. Ships straight down into multiple levels of homeless development. Are we sold yet? Sharks, are you sold? Because, I mean, that's a good idea. It only takes, like, the footprint is only a porta potty, right? And it's kind of inconspicuous. There's porta potties near construction stuff, so you see homeless people going in and out of it all the time, right? I guess the only problem is, like, homeless people that actually think it is a porta potty and then they poop in an elevator. But, I mean, it's a homeless elevator anyways, so. Oh, man. Imagine what goes on below those levels, though. I feel like that would make a good Netflix original, like the levels of hell. Like, you go deeper and deeper and it just becomes more and more like maybe the top level is, like, the people that are kind of like not really homeless, but they're like maybe just addicted to drugs. Like they go there for drugs and they're like, well, I'm not really in this. And then like at the very bottom, it's like red rooms. Like people are like recording videos of people being dismembered. I mean, it's like Dante's Inferno. It's a good Dante's Inferno remake right there. You know what? Write that down. I'm pointing to my producer over there. Mike, the producer. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty funny. Rich people raising money to stop homeless people. I mean, that's classic. It's funny. It's good. I like it. We need more of that in the world. We need more rich people openly stating their opinions and putting their money where their mouth is. Cuz too many rich people kind of like fake care about people. Yeah, I like it when their intentions are up front, and this is really putting their intentions up front, saying, "Hey, you're homeless. I don't like you. Stay away." We have an update on the Justin Roiland situation. If you don't remember him, he is the co-creator of Rick and Morty, and he just had allegations against him for felony assault, which is like regular assault is like, okay, that's fucked up, but felony assault, we are talking like, I guess, I don't know, like, are you like playing catch with soup cans or something? I don't know what can really qualify as felony assault, but I mean, he's under some deep pressure right now. And he just had some more information leaked about him. Someone came out with some DMs. That is a direct message for the boomers listening. With between him and a 16-year-old, my bad. He's not a freak. He's not texting a 15-year-old. Here are the messages. There are several, so we will go through them. Here's Justin Roiland. For now, I'll just share the types of funny DMs Justin Roiland would send me. Posted and deleted last night because I was worried about the backlash. This dude made me, someone who wrote Rick and Morty concept album, never watched the show again. Okay, so this is not a girl who was 15. This is someone that wrote music for the show that he produced. He said, "Can you write a song about 9 dicks of different sized and ethnic origins hanging above your face, and then in the lyrics describe how they each splatter you with semen? But important, the larger message of the song is about how we are all the same and no more racism. Who's this Lee character? Why does she have to find parking? Why are you a huge F-word slur? Answer later. Sorry, Allie. I'm okay with fourth glass of wine. This is all off the record. Don't break my trust, you asshole. JK, you're all right." Well, not cool for your boss to be texting you that. And then here is Justin Roiland's text between him and a 16-year-old, I assume. "Oh, sorry. I was at sorry. Oh yeah, sorry. At the airport. It's insane in the membrane. What time is it there now?" She said 11:37. Okay. Now guys, I'm going to be quoting. I'm quoting this in the way that it's written. So please do not take this out of context and like I'm reading the text as it is written, okay? So he asked, "What time is it there now?" And she said, "It is 11:37. He said, oh, so rate. He's so rate and me so Chinese." Okay? He said, oh, so rate. He's so rate and me so Chinese. And she said, "I have school tomorrow, frowny face." Okay? Remember, she's 16, probably, I think, when this was taken. And he said, "Oh, school tomorrow? Oh, no." Okay. And she said, "FML." That means fuck my life. And he said, "You should just run away from home and go into sex slavery, you stupid F word. That's F slur bitch." And then he put JK to make sure. And he said, "You wish, stupid bitch." Well, yeah, I mean, he's autistic, right? That's not an excuse, but a lot of these people that are like really like perving out on the internet are sort of on the spectrum. I don't know what it is about that. Like the people that always end up on To Catch a Predator, they show up and they're like in their pajamas and they're like, oh, I'm actually like, these people are actually mentally not all there. And I mean, that's no excuse. Like a murderer is not all there, but they're still a murderer, right? But I'm just saying, he's definitely, I mean, what are these texts? Oh, me so rate. It is so rate and me a Chinese. Okay, you can't. Justin Roiland, you cannot be doing that. I mean, that's crazy. It's crazy. Dude, my hair is really like, this really is the Edgar Allan Poe look. I got that Edgar Allan Poe cut. You got me looking crispy, that's for sure. Okay, here's an interesting audio clip from Justin Roiland on a podcast.
As a race, are we that crazy? Like when we were fucking... As a race, are we that crazy? Like when we were fucking 100 years ago, it was little 13-year-old girls, if they were built like a woman, they were getting married and having kids. And now we're going to be all precious about it. I keep using the word precious today. That's the word of the week.
Which is a movie about a child molesting.
Precious.
Right?
You're a Down syndrome baby.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyways, I'm not a pedophile, though. I do follow
I'm a
the law.
pedophile.
I wait till they're 18 if I'm ever so lucky as to have the...
Okay.
As a race, are we that
crazy? It's replaying. Okay, so he said that on a podcast, and I've definitely said some crazy things on the podcast. I'm not that crazy. Not that crazy. Okay. Now, what would possess you to say that on a podcast? I don't know. I don't know what he's on. But I mean, and also, like, who had to scour through all these? This guy, like, people are scouring through every podcast to find clips of him, like, slipping up and saying something weird. That in of itself is just weird. Oh, wait, what the? Okay, I'm on Twitter right now. MS-13 is trending. I'm going to click that and see what's going on. Do we have any beheadings? MS-13. Scoop. I can report that the illegal alien MS-13 murder suspect was allowed into the country by the Biden administration. Okay. Well, MS-13 apparently under your bed, in your closet. All right, let's get back to Justin Roiland. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all of the juice that came back from it's a developing story, and we'll find out more. And of course, innocent till proven guilty. But I mean, this is some damning evidence, my man. Good luck defending that in court. Your Honor, he said Mia so Chinese because he was he had 4 glasses of wine. Your Honor, he said, "Oh, it's so right," because he thought it was funny. Your Honor, he was texting a 16-year-old girl because he actually thought it was 6-reen. No, that doesn't make sense. I can't get over that. He was doing like full Chinese accent over text to a 15-year-old. Like, okay, dude, you need to get screw it on. Get that head on straight, my man. There's a couple bolts loose. What is it about, like, becoming rich and famous that makes people just, like, absolutely go monkey mode? Like, just fully lose all sense of, like, social decency and like, there's got to be... Someone's got to do a study on that. Like, what is the amount of money that would cause someone to lose all sense of, like, social decency? Like, why is it like... So who's that guy? Woody Allen? No, it's not Woody Allen, is it? No, it's something Allen. Tim Allen? No, I think it's Woody Allen. The director, Woody Allen, he literally adopted his wife. He adopted a Chinese child who became his wife. Like 10 years. He adopted her at 8, and when she turned 18, He married her. Like, he adopted his wife. I mean, okay. I really don't have much to say, because it's like, what do you even say about that? Like, how do you defend that in court? Yeah, Your Honor, she's my property. She's my child. Back off. She wanted to. Like, what is that whole situation is crazy. But I don't know what it is about rich people and being the most depraved, crazy people on the planet. All right. Justin Roiland, Rick and Morty, Rape and Morty. Okay. Well, I don't remember when I typed that. But okay. Biden docs. Okay. Apparently Biden has got himself into a sticky situation here. FBI searches Biden's Wilmington home and finds more classified material. So I assume this is something going on that's been pretty prevalent. Something about... I really honestly don't care about politics. Something about hidden documents. I don't even know why I pulled this. It's not funny. I guess he has private documents in his home. Okay, cool. The FBI 5 months ago obtained a search warrant to search Trump's Florida residence, Mar-a-Lago, an unprecedented step that was taken because the federal investigators had evidence suggesting Trump has not handed over all classified materials in his possession. Okay, so Trump had classified stuff. Biden has classified stuff. Everyone has classified stuff. Look, if you are a president, I assume you probably have classified stuff all the time. Not expect him to bring it to the workplace. Bring the workplace. A little bit of workplace at home doesn't hurt anyone. Burning the midnight oil at home doesn't hurt no one. All right. Oh, okay. This one's interesting. Okay. So this was Lori Lightfoot, if you don't know who she is the mayor of Chicago, who happens to look almost exactly like what is it called? Beetlejuice? Not Beetlejuice from the movie, but Beetlejuice, the little guy with the small head, the black guy who's like a small man. He has like dwarfism or something, and he has a small head, beady eyes. She looks almost exactly like him. She's the Beetlejuice of politics. So this was her last week giving some sort of speech, and I thought it was pretty interesting. Showed up on my feed, and I liked the message. Not only did I like the message, but I think it sends a good message of what's going on in Chicago. Keeps us up to date.
Heard a lot of rhetoric here, a lot of sound bites, but not a lot of concrete solutions on how we get the job done and make our residents and our workers safe. We're doing it every single day.
I think the follow-up is, and your solution is?
I just explained it. We have been in Little Village working with those street vendors, understanding what the nature of the crime is, making sure that we're doing things in concert with them to help them make sure that their money is secure, not use money, if at all possible, using other forms of transactions to take care of themselves. Heard a lot of rhetoric here, a lot of sound bites, but not a lot of concrete solutions.
So pretty much, I guess she's in a debate for running for mayor or something of Chicago. Also, I saw this. She got in trouble because she made a deal with schools that said, if your kids promote me for... She reached out to local schools in Chicago and said, if, give your kids extra credit if they, shout me out. If they mention me. She's getting shout outs from little kids. But that didn't go well. She had a tweet out. She's like, oh, sorry, it was a lapse in judgment, or whatever the fuck they tweet out nowadays. I mean, it's all the same. Lapse in judgment, my bad, oopsie daisy. It won't happen again. I swear I'll be better next time. All that shit. Same thing. But So here she is in a debate, and she's saying that in order to bust up crime and stop crime, you just have to stop paying with cash. You guys, that's why there's crime in Chicago, because you're paying with too much cash. Local businesses need to stop taking cash and start off doing different forms of payment.
Make sure that their money is secure, not use money, if at all possible, using other forms of transactions to take care of themselves. I've heard a lot of rhetoric here, a lot of sound bites.
So it's an interesting point that she's making. Lori Lightfoot's concrete solution to solve crime in Chicago is to make sure that your money is secure and not to use cash if at all possible. Use other forms of transactions to take care of themselves. All right, here's a comment. Or, and this is a really crazy idea, but hear me out, you can empower the police to arrest criminals and make sure the DAs request the maximum sentence, empower the judges to impose those sentences. Or if people stop carrying cash, criminals will adapt. I mean, Lori Lightfoot, she's like she's sort of like the Gary V. She is the Logan Paul of politics. Sort of like you don't really know how they got famous or how they got in the position that they're in, but they're in that position and they're just kind of like scamming their way through it, like one scam at a time, one slip up and then slip out situation at a time, and slowly they somehow become mayor of Chicago. Somehow Logan Paul is wrestling on WWE after scamming literally millions of people out of money in crypto. Like, it's she is the Logan Paul. Lori Lightfoot's the Logan Paul of Chicago and politics in general. And big props to her, because that's awesome. It's a cool thing to be the Logan Paul of anything. So good on her. Oh, Alec Baldwin. So a while back, and I don't remember which episode this was, but it was a while back. It was back in October 2021. Alec Baldwin shot a girl, on set of a movie called Rust. An old Western movie called Rust. And he was the one who fired the gun. He was the one who was holding the gun, and he pointed it at the camera and shot this lady who is Helena Hutchins, who was, I guess, on set. She was shot and killed. So it's been a while. Enough time for I guess litigation to go through, and he was now, as of this week, charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter in the death of Helena Hutchins. Hannah Gutierrez Reed, who was the armorer for the film Rust, was also charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter. So that is the person who pulled the trigger and the person who loaded the gun. Kind of fitting that they both get charged with it. Alec Baldwin's attorney called for the charges was a terrible miscarriage of justice in a statement to Fox News. This decision shorts Helena Hutchins' tragic death and represents a terrible miscarriage of justice. Mr. Baldwin had no reason to believe that there was a live bullet in the gun or anywhere on the movie set. He relied on the professionals with whom he worked, and who assured him that the gun had no live rounds. We will fight these charges, and we will win. So, Alec Baldwin could be facing up to 18 months in prison, which would be, pretty interesting. Imagine Alec Baldwin in prison. Put that coffee down. Involuntary manslaughter in New Mexico is a Class D felony, punishable by up to 18 months in prison. If Baldwin is convicted, I can see him be sentenced to near the max. Put that coffee down. Put that soap down. Get over here, little boy. Alec Baldwin in prison. That's a funny sketch. I'm writing that down. Alec Baldwin. I mean, I feel bad for the dude because he did. It's not like, dude, you can't know. There's no way to know when the bullet, if there's a bullet in the gun. You just assume that everyone there is a professional and there is no. First off, why is there a live round? I said this a while back. Why is there a live round on the set of a movie? Ever? Why is that ever a thing? But, Glenn Ross. This is Alec Baldwin in prison.
Your name's Levine.
Your name's
You call
Levine.
yourself a salesman, you son of a bitch?
You call yourself a prisoner, you son of a
I'm gonna
bitch.
listen to this shit. You certainly don't, pal. Because the good news is you're fired.
He gets in there and he just like starts talking. You certainly don't, you son of a bitch. Because all these actors, they don't really have like. It's hard to really gauge their own personality because they're so used to like pretending to be someone. So I imagine that when he goes to prison, he's going to just try to act. It's going to be a performance for him in prison on how to act tough. And the only person that he can really draw from his personal experience is probably this guy. When he was in Glenn Ross, giving them the famous speech.
All you've got just 1 week to regain your job, starting with tonight. Starting with tonight's sit. Oh, have I got your attention now?
He just literally gets stabbed.
Because we're adding a little something to this month's sales contest. As you all...
He shows up to the mess hall. Everyone's eating. He's like, put those biscuits down. I'm the new guy on the block. And right now, you're all fired.
Oh no, first prize is
Oh.
a Cadillac
Oh, do I have your attention now?
El Dorado. Anybody want to see second prize? Second prize, a set of steak knives. Third prize is you're fired.
Third prize is you're fired.
You close or you hit the bricks. Decision.
Yeah.
Have you made your decision for Christ? An action. AIDA. Get out there. You got the prospects coming in. You think they came in to get out of the rain? A guy don't walk on the lot lest he wants to buy. They're sitting out there waiting to give you their money. Are you going to take it? Are you man enough to take it?
Are you man enough to take it? Always be closing. A, B, C. Always be closing. Anal before church. That's going to be him and they're going to be going through it. A, B, C. Anal before church. Every time before church at the jail, he gets anal. That's the joke. That's the joke there, guys. I know it was a little convoluted, but he gets ass raped before he goes to church. Okay? That's the joke. When he's in prison, he gets gaped before he goes to church. It's the ABC. Always be closing. It's the joke. It's the roundabout joke right there. Okay? All right, I wanted to go over this, and then we'll go in. Oh my God, that's loud. Okay, so UFC, Dana White. UFC is a MMA championship, whatever. But lots of fighters. It's like no rules. People get bloody. Dana White is investing in a new form of fighting called power slap. Now, this sport might be the most heinous abuse of, I don't know, like investment dollars, this is like pure, like, evaporated. So you take fighting and you evaporate it to what people like to see, and that's people getting knocked out, right? Essentially, that's what people like to see. Some people like to watch the fight and the struggle and people fighting, but that takes too long, and people's attention spans aren't that long. So we have boiled it down to slapping. So these people, they take turns slapping each other in the head, where you're not allowed to dodge or move. You just take it. And they just take turns slapping each other back and forth until one of them, their brain shuts off, and then they collapse. That's how you win. So the only way to win in this game is to cause mental brain damage, like physical brain. That's the only way that you can pass out, okay? There's no other way you pass out. You can't be choked out. You can't be kidney punched. You can only have brain damage to knock out. So we have come to a point where the new sport is who gets brain damage first. So, I mean, I wanted to play the ad. So the ad, this is the trailer. It came out 3 days ago. Power slap, road to the title.
A few years ago, I started watching some videos on social media and online of guys slapping, and I was into it immediately. Oh my.
So if you're listening, these people are just being like slapped, and then they just crumple, and they like contort their hand like the Exorcist, like their brain is fried. They go into like rigor mortis.
What I'm looking for are the best slap fighters in the world to come in and join Power Slap, and they'll be competing for a spot in the first.
I mean, he tore this guy's like freaking face off.
Pay-per-view, and they'll also be fighting to be ranked. So for the coaches, we brought in the 2 best guys in the world. 2, 3, oh! Darius is destroying.
So this guy, he slapped that dude, and his legs are vibrating. That's a very bad sign when you're knocked out. When your legs start vibrating, it means that you could probably have a seizure pretty soon.
Is a heavyweight champion from Missouri, and this dude has never lost a fight.
Oh! Rocky Moore is unconscious. Darius the Destroyer with a big knockout.
Darius the Destroyer.
So the Wolverine's name is Ron, and he's a former MMA fighter turned slap fighter.
Another big shot from Wolverine. Oh, my.
This guy's got incredible power and toughness. Oh! And his only losses have been to the Destroyer. Their most recent fight was an epic 27-rounder that was
27 rounds. So 27
rounds
rounds of just slapping each other back and forth.
Darius, and it's considered by most people the greatest slap fight ever.
Darius the Destroyer, the champion.
So they're going to train these young up-and-coming fighters, and then Darius and Ron are going to fight live on pay-per-view for the first ever heavyweight slap championship. So now I'm going to sit down with the coaches and the matchmakers, and we're going to go through film, and we're going to decide who has to slap their way into the house and who just goes straight in.
So here they are. This is them choosing who's going to be on their team. So we meet the players.
1, 2.
So another one who went stiff.
That's what I'm about!
Declaring the winner by knockout, Christopher.
This guy's tweaking.
I ain't got nothing to prove. I'm just here to do what I do.
So this guy's named Rob One-Eyed Wolf. Rob One-Eyed Wolf. He's been slapped so many times, he has one eye. Okay? Let that sink in.
Show for the people.
So he's permanently closed. He looks like he's probably had multiple strokes. His eye is permanently closed. His left eye, that's the one that gets slapped by the right hand of the opponent. His left eye is permanently like sagged closed. And he's like he mumbles because he can only really talk out of one side of his face. He's been slapped so many times. So this is the sport that Dana White thinks is the new big thing. So, I mean, entertainment in the future is just going to be like, we're just going to go back to just death draws. Like, it's just going to be like, all right, guys, take your pistols, 12 steps, turn around and shoot. And that, I mean, I might watch that. Not gonna lie.
Let's go!
I'm here for legacy. I want to prove that I'm the baddest man in the world.
I ate that!
They're watching me.
Wow.
For your winner by unanimous decision, Rob One-Eyed Wolf.
You can't with me!
So he's taking his shirt off.
That dude's just nuts.
That dude's just
The
nuts.
one-eyed wolf could not get medically cleared, so Ryan Phillips is going straight.
That's my favorite part. The one-eyed wolf could not get medically cleared, so we had to go with the guy that you beat. So these are the type of people that you're dealing with. You're dealing with people that I assume either one of two things. He was on steroids, which probably wasn't allowed to compete with that, or he was just like mentally not okay to compete. You could not get medically cleared. Don't know what that means. So I'm not going to play the whole video. You can watch the whole video. It's 5 minutes on YouTube. It's called The Origin of Power Slap. Power Slap Beyond the Match. So yeah, we really get to look forward to we get to look forward to some really awesome entertainment in the near future. I think as time goes on, people's attention spans get dwindled to a very sharp point over time with constant Twitter sharpening of our attention spans, shaving it off with every 2-second clip, shaving it closer and closer to nothing. Eventually, we'll be watching sports. All the TVs, I'm telling you this now, because this is how it is on TikTok. There'll be a video on the top half of the TikTok, and then there'll be another video on the bottom. It'll be like a clip from Breaking Bad on the top half, and then on the bottom half is a Is It Cake video where they're slicing cake. So this is what it's going to be in the future. All TVs will be divided, not in half. It'll be like a bar on the left that's screen sized. And on that bar, it is sliding through TikToks, right? And then on the main screen, on the rest of the screen, is the TV show that you're watching. So you'll be actually watching, Game of Thrones, and then you'll have your own TikTok feed just scrolling. You don't even have to scroll it. It just scrolls for you. And it plays the audio from both because everyone will be that ADHD. They need just constant stimulation. And you know what? That won't be enough for you. You will be on your phone reading Twitter, okay? You'll have Game of Thrones and on the same screen, like with Netflix integration, they'll have TikTok scrolling on the sidebar, and then you will be on your phone browsing Twitter, right? This is where I think we need to like decompress, take a step back, and reevaluate how much visual stimulation we actually need. I think maybe not my generation, not Gen Z, but I think maybe the generation after my generation, I think they might go backwards. I think they might take a step back and be like, yeah, I don't want an iPhone. I don't want the newest thing. I want a Nokia. I want something that just calls and texts. I'm tired of being constantly bombarded with advertisements, stimulation, flashing screens. I was in Goodwill the other day, and I saw a kid on their phone on TikTok. The mother gave him TikTok to just like let them stim out. And the kid was just scrolling TikTok, and every single one was like just a flashing screen. He like paused on one and just stared at it, and like drool just dribbled from his mouth, and he just like stared at it, and it was literally like a dancing monkey on like a green, blue, red, yellow, blue, red flashing screen. I'm like, what is happening? Like I paused and looked at him. He was in the cart, like sitting in the cart with his legs out of the, the shopping cart. just staring at the screen. I had to pause. I did a double take, and I'm like, he's just watching a flashing screen. It's just flashing colors. Is that entertainment now? Flashing colors. Just any stimulation. Red, green, blue. These are good colors. You like colors. Flashing colors. Colors, colors, colors. Loud music. Bang, bang, bang. I mean, the kids of the future might be so retarded they can't even like function in school without some sort of like TikTok dance to learn math equations or something. That being said, let's go right into TikTok time. This is the part of the show where I pull TikToks and we go through them. Okay. What a brilliant segue. I don't know who this is, but this is Brian Walsh shocking Google searches after his wife went missing. So this is him at his trial. His face says it all. He's done. He knows it's over. And they are reading his search history before.
4:55 a.m. on January 1st, he searched how long before a body starts to smell. At 4:58 a.m., how to stop a body from decomposing. At 5:20 a.m., he searched how to embalm a body. At 5:47 a.m., 10 ways to dispose of a dead body if you really need to. At 6:25 a.m. on the 1st, how long for someone to be missing to inherit.
To inherit.
At 6:34 a.m. on the 1st, can you throw away body parts? At 9:29 a.m., what does formaldehyde do?
What does formaldehyde do?
At 9:34 a.m. on the 1st, how long does DNA last? At 9:59 a.m., can identification be made on partial remains? At 11:34 a.m., dismemberment and the best ways to dispose of a body. At 11:44, how to clean blood from wooden floor.
How to clean blood from a wooden floor.
On the 1st, luminol to detect blood. At 1:08, what happens when you put body parts in ammonia? At 1:21 p.m., is it better to throw crime scene clothes away or wash them?
I don't think he did it, guys. I'm going to be honest. I don't think he did it. I think he's innocent. Justice for Brian Wall. He's Googling how to remove bloodstains from crime. He said, he literally, the last Google was, is it better to throw crime scene clothes into washer or to throw them away? Excuse me? Oh. Oh my God. I don't think he did it. I think he's innocent. What do you even do? So say you're the lawyer of that guy. What is your defense? You're like, okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. My client did do it. He did everything. All right, here's a TikTok. This is a popular TikTok trend where you just walk up to someone in your school, hold a mic to them, and pretty much Andrew Callaghan type stuff where you just kind of ask them a question and let them go. It's a pretty popular template on TikTok. Usually it's like,
for $1,
would you for $5,000 would you let your girlfriend get ran train on by the entire Dallas, team or whatever, stuff like that. Usually these questions.
Act Indian.
For $1, act
that's
Indian.
That's racist, though.
I give you permission.
But that's racist.
I give you permission.
What if my grandma Indian?
Well, then
She doesn't give me permission.
I give you, though.
But my grandma's more important, man.
What is one thing you hate about Indian people, then?
The way they smell. They always smell like fucking ass. No offense. No offense.
No way, bro.
I mean, okay. I like this one. This is from CNN. CNN. This is a panel. Usually they have panels of like, they'll have like two of their guys and like someone that supports them and then someone that's against them. So they'll have like two people that's on their team, and then they'll have two people that are like polar opposites, and they'll call someone in. And so this is a panel of 4 people, and I just like this conversation. It goes down a little funny.
I think it's up to us as citizens to do the same. When a young African American walks in a Cheesecake Factory with a Make America Great Again hat, he shouldn't be verbally accosted. you should maybe inquire as to why he's wearing it if you want to hear his point of view, but he should by no means feel that he's not welcome in a restaurant.
Okay.
This is the problem that we have as Americans, and we can all do better.
Mark, I know you want to respond to that. What do you want to say?
Nah, I was wondering what a dude was in the Cheesecake Factory, but I think for me, you know, most you know.
What's the dude doing at the Cheesecake Factory? That's true. That's true. Nah, I'm just wondering what the dude's doing at the Cheesecake Factory. I like that. All right, let's watch a couple more. So I put this priest on before. This priest is he's humble.
I don't carry a wallet. I carry one of these things. You know, Jerry Savelle taught me to just go Louis Vuitton. I got Louis Vuitton underwear. I got all kinds of stuff. Jerry showed me how to do all that stuff. He Louis Vuitton. When they walk in, they go Louis here.
So he's pretty funny. He's pretty funny. I kind of want to know that whole bit. Let me look that up. Preacher preaching about Louis Vuitton. It's this guy. Prosperity Preachers. Oh man, dude, that guy looks like shit. Oh, never mind. That guy is dead. I hate the I hate these thumbnails. Yeah. Anyways, I kind of want to go down this rabbit hole. You want to go down with this rabbit hole with me? Let's just listen to some of these preachers real quick. This guy looks pretty interesting.
But you still talk about people. It's because you probably were squeezed, but you wasn't pressed. But whenever I feel discouraged, it ain't nothing but God pressing me. It ain't nothing but God getting me out of me so I can live in Him. In Him I live. My God.
Oh, all these things are so sexual, man. Why is Jesus talk always so sexual? And the only thing pressing me is Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ is in me, and I'm in Him. Let's watch another one. I kind of like this rabbit hole here.
So here's a little perspective that sort of changed my life. If going with Beetlejuice, and Beetlejuice is incredible. Here it is in the night sky. I know it doesn't look incredibly ferocious, but it's 427.
Okay. Whatever. I'll finish this off on. What do we finish out on? I don't know. Let's finish out on this guy talking about the Illuminati.
Okay, guys, the time has come.
This is Dan Reynolds from Imagine Dragons.
I'm just gonna break it quick, clean, get it done with. Doesn't matter that I signed a blood oath. Doesn't matter anymore. The Illuminati's real. I'm a member. It's how Imagine Dragons got famous. I'm tired of the politics. This puts me at great risk putting this out here and telling you guys this, but I believe in full honesty, and Beyonce is not talking. Chris Martin, nobody's saying a word. So there it is. There. I'm going to give you all the details as quick as I can. The president, Elon Musk, vice president, Harry Styles, treasurer, Beyonce, Taylor Swift is historian, and that's all I know. That's all I know.
I don't know how true that is, but it's pretty interesting that I mean, even if he did it as a joke, still something that he is thinking about, that's on his head, on his mind. Usually every good joke has a bit of truth in it. That's where I wanted to end it today. My cat is screaming from the rafters. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. know this has been a kind of a shorter one, but oh, is it short? What's the time on this? Oh, we're just at an hour, so we're good here. All right, let's play us out, Jimbo. Thanks for listening, everyone. Share with a friend if you liked it. Take care.